Together with Donald Trump, we are going to make America not just great, but greater than it has ever been before.
Florida Senator Marco Rubio is President-elect Trump's pick to be America's top diplomat.
The job of the Secretary of State is to execute on the foreign policy set by the elected President of the United States, and I hope to have the opportunity to do it.
Rubio was born in Miami to Cuban parents who fled the island in 1956, a few years before the rise of Fidel Castro.
I'm often asked what got me interested in politics. Well, it's hard to be apolitical when you grow up in a community of political exiles.
A young football fanatic, Rubio would go on to play in college and keep a football near on the campaign trail years later. Rubio got his law degree from the University of Miami. Then he jumped into politics as the Florida statewide coordinator for Bob Dole's 1996 presidential campaign. He was elected to the Florida House in 2000, became Speaker in 2006, and ultimately a U.S. Senator in 2011.
There is still at least one place on this planet where it doesn't matter if your dad was a bartender and your mom was a maid. You can accomplish anything you want if you're willing to work hard for it and play by the rules.
In his early days in the Senate, Rubio is part of the Gang of Eight, a bipartisan group of senators who tried and failed to pass immigration reform.
It is not good for this country to have millions of people living in shadows.
A member of both the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and the vice chairman of the Select Committee on Intelligence, he's known as one of China's toughest critics.
The Chinese Communist Party is a challenge to the United States, unlike greater even than what the Soviet Union was, because they are a commercial rival, a technological rival, a geopolitical rival, a diplomatic rival.
On Trump's promise to quickly end the war in Ukraine,
I would be comfortable with a deal that ends these hostilities and that I think is favorable to Ukraine, meaning that they have their own sovereignty, that they don't become a satellite state or a puppet state.
And on tensions in the Middle East, an issue where both Rubio and Trump disagreed during their 2016 presidential campaigns.
Palestinians are not a real estate deal, Donald.
Okay, no. A deal,
They're not a real estate deal.
Is a deal. Let me tell you,
a deal is not a deal when you're dealing with terrorists.
They've been lockstep in their fervent support for Israel since October 7th.
Senator Rubio, will you call for ceasefire?
No, I will not.
Gaza?
On the contrary.
Senator Rubio,
are you filming it?
Wait,
I want you guys to get this. I want them to destroy every element of Hamas they can get their hands on. These people are vicious animals who did horrifying crimes. And I hope you guys post that.
Rubio's worldview as a hawk on China, a pragmatist for Ukraine, and a supporter of Israel has him positioned to implement Donald Trump's foreign policy agenda.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.